Hello, my name is Paul Curry and I'm the Associate Director for Urban Systems at ICLEI Africa. So at this stage in the course, we've shared why food systems matter to broader sustainability agendas, why it's vital to see the food and urban agendas as independent, and why we need to take action to improve food security and the sustainability and resilience of food systems at the local level. The key question you may be asking is, how do we do this? So I'll be sharing some of the work that we've done in the past years and some of the proposed actions that have emerged from this. Firstly, to share, ICLEI is a membership organization of subnational governments committed to sustainable development. Our main role is to represent the voices of local and subnational governments in global and regional meetings to ensure that their voices make it into international decisions, commitments, and agendas. This is really important as local voices have typically been overlooked despite the fact that implementation takes place at the local level, and that many of the decisions made at national level have direct consequences for local level politicians and technical officials, as well as the residents that they support. ICLEI also provides guidance for how to translate these global and regional agendas and many sustainability concepts to the local level, supporting our members to implement policies, strategies, and approaches that can improve the well-being of residents across multiple sustainability themes. Urban food systems is a growing area of interest for local governments, many of whom are battling to understand how they can best improve food security for their people, build economic opportunities through food, or respond to increasing economic, health, and environmental shocks. Most importantly, they're asking what their specific role or mandate is in supporting transformation to more sustainable and inclusive food systems. What are they actually responsible for? And if they do wish to drive food systems change, what should they be doing? And are they allowed to do so by the broader national government system? In 2021, in the lead up to the United Nations Food Systems Summit, we partnered with the Food and Agricultural Organization of the UN to elevate the voices of local governments and cities in this meeting. We convened a series of independent food dialogues which brought together over 1,000 people from 26 or more cities around the world, 18 of which were in Africa. The African cities included Accra, Tamale, Antananarivo, Arusha, Dodoma, Cape Town, Entebbe, Kigali, Rulindo, Kisumu, Nairobi, and Kilimane, from all across the continent. We asked local and regional governments, urban practitioners, researchers, business owners, community mobilizing organizations, and other food system stakeholders what they thought the most important drivers of urban food systems change could be, and what they saw as the most important levers at the local level. So, in essence, what do they think that local government can do to drive food systems transformation? These are summarized in a great infographic and a longer synthesis report that you can reference, but I'll go through a few of the outcoming actions and reflect on a few of them which I think are particularly important. First, it's important to develop coherent, integrated food policies and invite multi-stakeholder engagement. This is to create a vision which can be a beacon or reference point that different stakeholders within the jurisdiction can respond to. It helps them to understand that the municipality has a specific interest or interests related to food and invites others to participate in reaching their goals. If appropriate, there could be a standalone food policy, but food can also be embedded in other departmental or thematic policies. Bringing together multiple stakeholders is vital for any sustainability intervention, mainly because you reveal perspectives that aren't necessarily considered, you create space for people to share their ideas and activities, and you gather resources that you might not have. This is the first step towards deeper partnering and sharing of resources and activities that can improve food systems. It's important to foster territorial linkages, to shorten or simplify supply chains, leverage on neighboring logistics capabilities, support local investment, grow regional food economies, and promote nature-positive food supply. It's really valuable to understand that the city is embedded in a broad region of agricultural producers, processors, and markets, and linked to many other towns and cities. It's also embedded in an international food system in which decisions made around the world can influence price and availability of food locally. We must integrate food into planning and urban design. Across many fields, I think municipal officers do not fully appreciate the potential of planning and urban design to fundamentally change the way that resources move in cities and how people can access these resources. It's really important to proactively plan how food production is connected to industry, processing, and retail. It's vital to plan space for markets and space in which people can come together to enjoy food, and spaces which increase the safety and community integration in neighborhoods. Fourth, we need to adopt accessible and inclusive finance systems that guarantee credit and ensure cash flow for farmers and small businesses, that can improve local government revenue, and that enable reinvestment in infrastructure development. Developing novel local financing mechanisms is an important enabler of creative businesses, and it's necessary for a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem. Food can be a lens through which we can lead climate action. We can foster mitigation and adaptation strategies through introducing stress-tolerant crops and livestock, making use of climate information services and offering insurance services. We can also support afforestation measures, reduce the distance that we transport food, and share both low-emission processing strategies as well as sustainable agricultural practices that regenerate soils and the environment. Strengthening public food procurement helps to drive sustainable markets. If municipalities update their procurement standards to select for sustainable or healthy food products, it sends signals to the market that these are in demand. This approach can facilitate shorter supply chains, promote good nutrition, boost local economic activity, and support school meal programs. By the municipality putting its own money forward, it can build demand for better products and services. Municipalities must also support data collection, management, and dissemination to map food system interactions, identify gaps, and enable evidence-informed decision-making. Ideally, making sure that data are available to a whole range of stakeholders so that they can support in making meaning of the food system and find new ideas for improving food access and resource efficiency. It's vital that we invest in critical infrastructure and technology to improve efficiency and safety across the food value chain, to ensure access to nutritious food for consumers, to connect producers and market, and promote economic development. Without improved infrastructure, we are likely to remain at high food losses, high food costs, and we're going to limit access to good quality food for many residents. What's often perceived as the silver bullet for improving food security, we've put actually at number 8 of our 10 critical actions. And this is to promote sustainable urban agriculture. This is a really valuable intervention that can encourage healthy diets, improve understanding of how food grows and how the whole food system works. It can supplement incomes, supplement feeding schemes that are already in place. It can bring nature into the city, and it can connect communities. But we need to be very careful about viewing it as the approach to feed an entire city, which it certainly is not. Most urban areas do not have nearly enough affordable land available in their jurisdictions to grow the staples that cities depend upon. The focus of urban agriculture is typically on horticulture, as it can fit into small allotments on rooftops, or it can fit vertically between houses. And horticulture is a high-quality, high-value good, which can certainly improve livelihoods for those participating in urban agriculture. But it is only a piece of a much broader puzzle. Finally, we have to pay attention to reducing food waste and loss. This is to protect natural ecosystems, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and maintain valuable resources. So much energy, water, and time is put into growing food, cleaning and processing it, and transporting it to market in the first place. So through all of these previous interventions that I've mentioned, we need to pay attention to how we reduce food waste and accidental loss, and where appropriate, support recovery programs that either produce new food products or return these organic resources back into the system. Each of these 10 actions can be found in existing local government mandates. To say that another way, local governments absolutely do have a responsibility to improve food systems. So if anyone suggests that local governments should not be responsible for food or do not have the legal or official responsibility, you can easily prove them wrong by looking at these types of activities. If there is limited political interest in food, then these activities can be embedded in the activities and budgets of other municipal departments, including urban planning, economic development, waste management, public health, environmental management, or many others. Indeed, the African local government participants in this dialogue process, and in many of our other engagement processes, are taking the lead and showing that local governments, being closer to communities and residents, and understanding their needs the best, are the most appropriate level of government to lead urban food system transformation.